6%. That's after co-founder and former CEO Jack Dorsey was officially named chief executive today for a second time. Shares of GE up 5.5%. That's after activist hedge fund bought a 1% stake in the industrial giant, which a lot of investors think will drive the stock price higher. And shares of Alcoa, which kicks off earnings season later this week, up 8% after announcing a $1 billion deal with European-based aircraft maker Airbus for its aluminum. Oil giant BP reaching a more than $20 billion settlement with the U.S. Attorney General's office, putting to rest all state and federal claims related to that deadly Gulf of Mexico oil rig explosion and spill. Tom Busby, CNBC.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
There are no guarantees in love, but there is a guarantee from EH Plus by eHarmony, our new personal matchmaking service. At EH Plus, your own personal matchmaker gets to know you so well, we can guarantee introductions that will be satisfying and exciting. EH Plus goes far beyond regular online dating sites, and that's a guarantee. Visit us at ehplus.com/love or call 1-855-930-LOVE.
Consider this your invitation to sell. At buysellmakeoffer.com, you can sell as much as you want for the next 60 days without paying any fees whatsoever. Sound incredible? It is, and it's true. Buysellmakeoffer.com is the new exciting way to sell your stuff online. Make extra money right now. Sell your old car, furniture, video games, household items, clothes, even your home. Sell anything that's legal. Load up your stuff to sell right now at buysellmakeoffer.com. This is your official invitation to get on board to sell your stuff right now. Free for the next 60 days. And once you see how easy it is, you'll want to sign up for more because there are no item fees. That's right. Take this opportunity to move items from the other guys and sell it for free. You might even win a Samsung tablet, Amazon gift cards, and other cool prizes. BuySellMakeOffer.com is the future of online selling. You can use Skype to talk to your buyer or seller. Plus, you can use video to showcase your items. BuySellMakeOffer.com.
Well, good Monday afternoon. I'm Di Rice with the only live local news here in the Inland Empire on Kcaa 1050 AM. Family, friends, and neighbors of a 33-year-old man, Isaac Jermaine Kelly, gathered Saturday in the parking lot of a Paris apartment complex where sheriff officials say he was shot to death by a security guard. At about 12:05 Saturday morning, Kelly walked through the parking lot from his apartment to the mailbox when the shooting occurred, according to his uncle, Billy Ray Kelly. With the circumstances of the shooting unclear, those who attended the vigil were left with many questions. The woman who had the most was Isaac Kelly's mother, Janice or Janice Sly, who flew in from Port Arthur, Texas, once she got the call from her brother. Multiple residents of the apartment complex reported hearing 6 gunshots. Sheriff deputies are still investigating. And SunSpark Technology Incorporated, a U.S. firm with roots in China, has announced plans to open a solar panel manufacturing and assembly facility in Riverside. It will create about 100 jobs. SunSpark, which was created earlier this year by parent company Hebei Yimin Science and Technology Limited, considered a number of potential locations in Southern California before selecting Riverside. SunSpark is leasing 35,000 square feet from SolarMax Technology Incorporated, a local firm. Inland Empire weather. Some clouds out there with a chance of showers still remaining. Highs today 70, overnight lows 58. Clouds clearing out for the most part, leaving us with a high tomorrow of about 77. Checking out your drive. You've got 3 accidents out there, but they've all cleared, so it is good news, but there is that residual backup. In fact, in Riverside on the 215 northbound just before Box Springs Road, that Traffic remains slow from Cactus Avenue, and then the West 60 is slow from Pigeon Pass. San Bernardino National Forest has cleared. That was on the 330 eastbound between Boulder and Highland. That's going to put you behind about 6 minutes, even though the accident has been cleared out. And then in Ontario, an accident has cleared on the 15 southbound just before the 10 freeway, and traffic is currently recovering from that. So that is the very latest with news, weather, and traffic on the station that leaves no listener behind, KCAA 1050 AM. Employers, when hiring, it's important to look for character over knowledge and skill. Character is the key to business success. Find out why by tuning into Relationships 2.0 with Dr. Michelle Skeen and her guest, Bruce Weinstein, author of The Good Ones, 10 Crucial Qualities of High Character Employees. That's Relationships 2.0, Tuesday afternoon at 3 on KCAA 1050 AM.
You have done really, really, really good. And you're not going to quit now.
It's been a huge witness for us to be able to share that.
It was time to get serious. Intentionality, people. Celebrate the success.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. We're glad you're with us this hour. Joining me for a couple of segments, one of our Ramsey personalities, Christy Wright. Christy speaks in the business and leadership arena and is the host of the newly minted and recently sold out Business Boutique. If you don't know, Business Boutique is a two-day event for women wanting to start and run their own businesses. It's equipping women to make money doing what they love. We launched our first one for November 6th and 7th, and we had 1,000 tickets to sell. We came in this morning, and we've sold 1,100, so it's officially a sellout based on our goal. We did find that we can get a few more people into the particular place that we're having it. There's a few more seats, and so while we're declaring it an official success, doing that in just 5 weeks, we're very excited. We're going to keep the tickets open for now, so it's a sellout, but you can still get in. We're going to call it that way. Welcome back to the microphone, Christy.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Congratulations on Business Boutique selling out already. That's pretty cool.
Thank you. This is huge. I think it's just exceeded our expectations, and our expectations were pretty high to begin with, so this is great.
We knew that this was an area that teaching ladies business principles for starting and operating their own deal, and dealing with the emotional and the financial and the legal and all the aspects of it over a 2-day conference would be popular, but it really, really is popular. So let's just cheat and jump straight to the front of the Business Boutique thing and say something like, you've been doing all this research and you've been coaching ladies in this area for so long. What are some tips for women that are taking their first step on a side business?
Well, I think one of the things I've identified in my research is that the idea of business is so overwhelming to many of them. They think, well, I have this dream, I have this desire, well, maybe I could, what if? But then when they think about a business and what all that means to them, they get really overwhelmed. And so the first thing I would say is you can start really small. It can be as simple as selling one product on your Facebook page one day to a cousin. And that's the first baby step in business. You just start making these tiny steps. It doesn't have to be this huge endeavor. And so when you simplify it and really minimize the overwhelm, I think it gives them the confidence, like, okay, well, maybe I can do this thing. Maybe, and then that one step kind of gives them the confidence to take the next one.
I don't know that that's necessarily true of just women. I think it's everybody. This sense of, I have to do an initial public offering and open with 36 stores, and before no, it's okay to start in your basement.
Right.
Some of the best ideas in the world were starting in someone's garage or started in their living room on a card table like this business was, and that kind of thing. So baby steps, a bite at a time. And you know what that does is you get confident, I guess, and competent at that level. And that allows you to see the next level.
Right.
You can't really see 10 levels up until you're at the 9th level sometimes.
And you're not prepared for that 10th level until you've done the first few levels. I look back on my speaking career 5 years ago, and I have spoken at Kentucky County libraries and high school cafeterias, and it was all of those reps that prepared me to be on these big stages now. I would never be ready for that if I hadn't had that experience to begin with. So it's okay. I tell women, give yourself permission to be a beginner. Give yourself permission to start small.
Now, sometimes the problem with starting small is, though, you get stuck in, really, you're not running a business, you have a hobby.
Right.
And I catch people, men and women, but we'll address, you're addressing women particularly today, but men and women with this idea that I've got a business. And I say, well, how much money have you made? Well, I hadn't made any money. Well, you don't have a business yet. It's a hobby.
Right.
Until it makes a profit, it's really not a business. It's an idea.
Right.
It's a hobby, though. I mean, and that's I do that sometimes to shake people up a little bit. How do you know if you have a hobby that it can become a business?
Well, I think the main defining moment is deciding, just like you said, deciding that you're going to start to treat it as a business. And what you do then is you realize that there's a difference between a hobby and a business. A business makes you money. A hobby costs you money. So the goal then is to make a profit and to make the business successful. But so often, because we start with our hobbies and we start with this small thing, we continue to treat it like it's a part of us. And we have our accounts mingled with our finances, and we are paying for business stuff out of our personal account. But if you want the business to be successful, you have to treat it, as John Felkins, our Entree Leadership Coach, says, as its own little thing. It's not a part of me. It's its own thing that I treat separately as a business for the purpose of making money. And when you separate that, you can then manage it more objectively for the goal of it becoming a profitable business.
Okay. Part of what you do when you separate it is it's not just the financial and having a separate checking account and a separate set of books, and you're not commingling your funds. That kind of indicates that you've had a change in your heart.
Right. That
this is no longer a hobby. I'm going to get serious about this. And you kind of have to reach the point that you say, I'm running this like someone else owns it.
Right.
As a separate thing, like I had to keep the books and report to someone. I had to have a marketing plan and report to someone. I had to make my sales calls and report to someone. I had to get my production done on time and report to someone. And, in a sense, you don't have a boss, but you do have a situation where you're saying, I'm in control of my destiny, and I've got to some kind of make this delineation where it's separated, and that own little thing, a separate entity, as if you're running it for someone else, really changes everything, doesn't it?
It does, and it's interesting because your business will still 5 months or 5 years or 50 years down the line reflect you in many ways. I have a blog going up on my website, ChristyWright.com, this week on the core values of your business. So our core values here at Ramsey Solutions reflect your personal core values and leadership. And so these women, they can build their businesses out of things that reflect their personality, their core values, their strengths and weaknesses. It will reflect those things, but it still needs to be treated, like you said, as a separate business that you run more objectively so that it can actually be profitable and successful.
I didn't know this. I had never read it before, but I was reading a book this weekend that said Henry Ford, one of his core values was he wanted to democratize the automobile. His core value was he wanted to make it affordable for every person to have one, and he wanted every person to have one. And that was his, it drove his core value. When Rachel and I spoke at Walmart a while back, say what you want about them, but let me tell you, wherever you are around the Walmart leadership team, one of their core values is make their stuff cheap, so that anyone can buy. It's a place where everybody can go. It helps families win because they don't have to pay so much for ... whatever the item is. So once you kind of know your core values, that does drive a whole lot of your decision making. Kcaa Wright is with me for a couple of segments here. She's one of our Ramsey personalities. You can follow her on Twitter at Kcaa B. Wright, and it's WRIGHT. KcaaWright.com is her website. Instagram is at Kcaa B. Wright, and Facebook is official Kcaa Wright. So you can catch her at any of those things. You can check out businessboutique.com. There's, like I say, we're still going to leave the ticket sales open for that, even though we're declaring it full. It is full, but we can get some more of you in there, so we're going to not hype it and just let this thing continue to grow. It is the first one we're doing, and we're so excited about it. Kcaa will also be speaking with me and Chris Hogan next week at Entree Leadership One Day. our one-day event for entrepreneurs, and that's in Los Angeles, and we want you to come out for that. That's on October the 15th. You can get tickets for any of this kind of stuff. Just check out DaveRamsey.com, and you can line up on all that. We're going to do one more segment talking about women in business and about business in general, leadership, right here with one of our Ramsey personalities, Christy Wright. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM congratulates On the Brink with Aaron and Tobin Brinker on their 2015 Inland Empire Ad Club nomination for Radio Show of the Year.
Tired of spending too much money on an ad and then trying to find your ad in the newspaper, buried among hundreds, even thousands of other ads? Isn't it time you got a great deal when you were trying to sell that car, that dining room set, that refrigerator, or offering your handyman services? Now you can in the Nickel Shopper. For as little as $7.50 per week, your ad can be seen by thousands of eyeballs in the high desert, and they're getting the Nickel Shopper for free. Call today to place your ad in the Nickel Shopper, 760-646-3654, or go to thenickelshopper.com for all the details, 760-646-3654. The Nickel Shopper. Now in the IE.
We have our friend and longtime partner, Howard Russell, who is the CEO and president of Christian Healthcare Ministries. Howard, it works. It's affordable for followers of Christ. This is, in fact, an actual ministry. It's not just a word in the title of your organization.
There's a wonderful model that members in all 50 states, they pay a monthly membership fee. If they have medical bills, they send those bills into us. We send the money to the member who then pays the bills. That model works because it finds its basis in the Bible in Acts chapters 2 and 4. That's what we do, and we are legal, plus we are more affordable.
You can go to chministries.org. That's chministries.org. And on their website, you can get every answer that you could possibly ever need, and you can communicate with their amazing team. So check it out now.
This is KCAA.
Freeway Auto Center is your road to home. Now open and ready to send you home in a much better car than you're driving now. Freeway Auto Center has a special phone number for KCAA listeners. Get ready, get a pen. Here's the number you need. Right now, in the 909 area code, call 269-8731. Got it? 269-8731. That's the number you need for Freeway Auto Center. Just call 909-269-8731 and ask for the road to home. You may need to unload a car that costs more to fix than you paid for it. Maybe you need a dependable car for your kids to go to college. Maybe it's just time. Freeway Auto Center on Waterman, north of the 10, has the selection you're looking for. Freeway Auto Center will get you there. Call 909-269-8731. That's 269-8731. That's your number for Freeway Auto Center.
Here's your Money Minute with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
If you follow the markets, you've probably been getting seasick lately. But what if I told you that market volatility can be a good thing? If you're a bargain hunter, this is your coupon. So keep your shopping list handy. If you're a long-term investor with plenty of time before retirement, the money going into your 401k each month will buy more shares when the markets are down. And if you have a good financial plan, you can relax while others worry, because that plan will carry you beyond today's headlines. Of course, you should always consider professional guidance before making any financial decisions. That's your Money Minute. I'm Mo Ansari.
For more tips on investing during market volatility and other investment topics, listen to Market Wrap weekdays at 5 p.m. on this station. For a free consultation with Mo Ansari, call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds Custodian Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
If you're a business owner, retiree, or you are about to retire, then you can't afford to miss an episode of Safe Money Talk with Rick Lee Wag. Safe Money Talk is the show that bypasses the hype and hysteria and gives you the straight talk about threats to your life savings and how to build your fortress against threats such as higher taxes, inflation, and healthcare costs. Every Tuesday night from 6 to 7, author and financial expert Rick Lee Wag will discuss the issues that have the potential to impact your retirement and business income. Starting at 6 p.m. only on KCAA.
of our brands, if you didn't know that we have here, is the Entree Leadership brand. And that it started with me teaching a class internally to show people how we run our business so that they could grow into leadership here. Over the years, it became a class that we sold, and then a book, a #1 New York Times best-selling book. It's called Entree Leadership, and the book is how, it's a book of the trenches. It's not theory, it's application. It's what we've done, how we've actually grown this business of ours from a card table in my living room to what it is today with over 500 team members and obviously a major national brand and all these other things going on. But Entree Leadership is the brand that, and most of the people that are around Entree Leadership are small business people. They have 500 team members or less, the vast majority of them. Some people come around that material just because it's great leadership material, but most of you are small business people. Christy Wright and Chris Hogan and I will be teaching a one-day event in Los Angeles next week on October the 15th. I think that's Thursday. Is it Thursday? Yeah, I think it's Thursday. And, there's my calendar. Yes, it's Thursday. And so if you want to come to that, there are about 108 tickets left as of this morning for that event before it sells out. So it likely will be a sellout. But you can still get tickets, and we'd love to have you. We'll be walking through the 6 essentials for business success. Christy will be covering one of those. Chris Hogan will be covering one, and I think I've got the other ones. I think I've got the other 4. But it's going to be a great day. We're excited about it, and we invite you to go to DaveRamsey.com or EntreLeadership.com to get your tickets. We also will be doing the SMART Conference, and the SMART Conference is an all-day long event that is not about business, but it is about how to be smart in all areas of your life: parenting, boundaries, marriage, money, life balance, which is what Christy will be speaking on, retirement, Chris Hogan will be speaking on, Chris Brown on generosity, me on intentional living. It is going to be an incredible day. That is Saturday, October the 17th, a week from this coming Saturday in Phoenix. That's a complete sellout. And Saturday, October the 24th in Denver, there are still some tickets available for that. Very rarely do these not sell out. And this Denver event, you guys need to pick up the pace here. So we got October the 24th is going to be Denver. You can get your tickets for that at DaveRamsey.com, and you can call customer care. They'll help you with any of this stuff. 888-22-PEACE, 888-227-3223. So when you're speaking at the SMART Conference, and it's similar material to what you'll be covering, one of the 6 essentials of business, which is to have some sense of balance in your life. This idea that you work all the time in order to be successful is not true, but you do have to get your work done.
Right. It's interesting because I think this whole concept of life balance is so elusive and abstract that people don't know what it means. They know they should have it, but they don't know how to get it. And so what I really spend that time on, and you've seen this at Entree Leadership events, is redefining what this means to us and how you create your own version of balance. And balance is really how you manage your time. How you manage where you give your attention and where you give your energy. And so many people get caught up in this idea of life balance as this means that I'm supposed to work 50% of the time and be at home 50% of the time. And that's not realistic. That's not what I'm saying. It's not about a 50-50 split. It's about being 100% present. And how can you be in these different areas of your life and be fully present there, make a difference in your career and in your job and your business, but then also in your home, be there, know your kids, know your spouse, and be present with them. And so we kind of walk through some real practical applications of how you live that out in our crazy world that's connected 24/7 with technology. So just some real basic tips we go over.
Yeah, and to do the right things.
Mm-hmm.
And, too many of us get caught up in, I don't think it's just a Southern thing. Sometimes I think it is, but just trying to be nice.
We just want to be liked. We want to be kind here in the South.
Bless your heart. Yeah, there is something to that. And, sometimes the ability to say no comes from concentrating on the things that matter.
Right. And we get caught up in the no. We get caught up in I don't want to say no. I don't want to disappoint people. But it's really not about saying no. It's about saying yes to what's most important to you. And so I encourage people, but especially women that have this Mother Teresa hero complex, that when you live your life with this excuse of the martyr syndrome, grumpy, rushed and running ragged, everyone loses. You're not a great wife. You're not a great mom. You're not, showing up for your kids and your family and your community. So how can you take care of yourself, focus on your priorities in order to be the best wife or the best husband or the best leader. And there's a great quote. It's taking time to live life will only inspire your work. So there's some great benefits, even though we can't pinpoint the ROI on when we take time for our life and our family and our hobbies. But it's important. It's important to every area and every relationship in your life that you have.
Well, God tells us to take a seventh of the time off, take a Sabbath each week, and shut down and recreate on the weekends, recreate. And so, sometimes people think that the Sabbath means, or shutting down means doing nothing.
Right.
Sitting on the couch potato. No, I mean, it can be that you're out there really playing as hard as you work.
Right.
But that recreates and resets your spirit, doesn't it?
Right, it does, and it's interesting because I think when we're really busy and stressed, we have a tendency to check out, whether that's on social media or watching reality TV, and we think, oh, well, I deserve it. But the reality is, after you do those things, they didn't give you energy. So what can you do that gives you energy, whether that's working out or being outdoors or going for a walk with your family, something that afterwards you feel so full? Because I don't know about you, but when I'm finished watching TV or scrolling through Facebook, I'm not energized about that. And so how do you pick activities for your free time that energize you and bring you joy?
There you go. I love it. So when someone's running a side business, talking about, again, the ladies that are coming to Business Boutique and where we're equipping women to make money doing what they love, do you have to have a website to have a successful side business?
No, you really don't. Not in today's world with so many different free social media platforms and where word of mouth is more powerful than ever. Now, if you want to have one, there's plenty of templates and free startup ones where you can have one. But I think many people get overwhelmed that I've got to pay $5,000 to a professional developer and programmer before I can even sell one product. And that's just not reality. You don't have to have that. You don't have to do that. And there's multiple examples, even that we know of here in EntreLeadership. We highlight different businesses where people are very successful and they don't have a website. And so if you want one, that's fine. There's plenty of free small entry options for you, but that's not a hurdle where you have to get the Cadillac of websites before you can even have a product. There's too many options where people are making a difference without one.
Now, we're not saying have no web presence.
No.
We're saying you don't have to pay $5,000 or $50,000 to build a website at yourname.com, whatever that is.
Right, and maybe you start with a Facebook page. You know, businesses,
or an Etsy page.
Right,
or
and people even on
eBay
Instagram.
Page.
People are using Instagram for business now more than ever. And so you start there to kind of get some momentum, get the groundswell, and then you can transfer that to a website when and if the business justifies it.
Okay. All right. So people are connecting to people more on the web in business than they are by phone.
Oh, definitely.
And even in some cases more than they are by physical location, depending on what type of business it is.
Right, which is why it makes it so great for these side businesses, because entry to the marketplace is easier now than ever before. I could go home right now and start 3 new businesses. You can do it very easy with that web presence.
And you can open a Twitter account, an eBay store, an Etsy store, without spending a dime.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Facebook page, you can open up a lot of stuff and have a lot of access. And then if you want to spend a few dollars, there's a lot of cut and paste things.
Right.
You can drop a simple store on there. There's a lot of different ways to get something. But it used to be, I mean, when the web first started, I mean, of course, when we started this business, the web wasn't even there yet.
Right.
So, early on, it was like, I need a website. Well, you got to spend $50,000. I'm like, well, that's not going to ROI my lifetime, which of course it would have.
Right.
But not that site. We would have iterated it 62 times before it ROI'd even.
Right.
That site, for that $50,000 probably wouldn't have.
Right.
But that, what you're wanting to point out more than anything is that's not a barrier to getting started. Don't let that be your reason for not starting.
Exactly. Many small business owners and people starting side businesses, they have a long list of excuses of why they can't do it. They're not experienced. They don't have a website. They don't have $10,000 for startup costs. These are not real barriers. You can do that today.
So there you go. Christy Wright with us. She'll be at the SMART conference talking about life balance. She'll be talking about one of the 6 essentials of business at EntreLeadership One Day next Thursday in Los Angeles. And, of course, the Business Boutique event, November 6th and 7th. You can check all of that out at DaveRamsey.com, ChristyWright.com. You can follow her on Twitter, Instagram at Christy B. Wright. Christy, thanks for stopping in.
Thanks for having me.
This is The Dave Ramsey Show.
This is KCAA.
California headline news. Parents in Northern California shaken by news that 4 teenagers were plotting a mass shooting on the campus of Somerville High School in Tuolumne County.
You send your kids to school. They're supposed to be safe. They're supposed to learn. They're supposed to have good years in high school, good memorable years, and not have to worry about whether they're going to get shot or not or be on some list. It's got to stop.
Authorities say some students got wind of the plot and told school officials. California's drought forcing wine growers to get creative.
A small number of growers are producing wine grapes with no irrigation at all. The growers who are using this method say dry farming has to do with the quality of the grapes, not necessarily the water saved. The wine harvest ends this month, with wine experts saying most of the California wine is still made using irrigation.
Correspondent Dave Schreiber, two people who left Bodega Bay for a sailing trip to Berkeley had to be rescued after their sailboat lost its main mast in high winds. Geico weather, some rain remaining in the southern portion of the state. Jeff Scott, California News.
Our vineyard started as a small farm, but with careful planning and hard work, we're now one of the largest grape producers in the region. With so much to preserve, we need to be well protected. That's why we chose Travelers. They have the insurance we need to protect what we've built and to give us the confidence to keep growing.
At Travelers, we're here to help keep vineyards growing today and into tomorrow. Contact your local Travelers agent or visit us at travelers.com/agribusiness.
Call Quicken Loans now at 800-QUICKEN to see if you qualify for the government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. And for 5 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. And for the second year in a row, they've also ranked us highest in mortgage servicing. Call 800-QUICKEN or visit QuickenLoans.com.
Visit jdpower.com for award information. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030.
If you're a business owner, retiree, or you are about to retire, then you can't afford to miss an episode of Safe Money Talk with Rick Leewag. Safe Money Talk is the show that bypasses the hype and hysteria and gives you the straight talk about threats to your life savings and how to build your fortress against threats such as higher taxes, inflation, and healthcare costs. Every Tuesday night from 6 to 7, author and financial expert Rick Leewag will discuss the issues that have the potential to impact your retirement and business income. Starting at 6 p.m. only on KCAA.
If you're trying to prevent home foreclosure, you need a law firm with extensive experience representing clients in protecting their homes from foreclosure. The Goodman Law Firm is a nationwide team of mortgage mitigation attorneys that provides legal advice and expertise you can trust. Our nationwide network includes local of-counsel foreclosure attorneys to represent you during the mortgage mitigation process. The Goodman firm has represented homeowners across the nation in resolving their troubled mortgages. We have the experience and the knowledge you can count on to best represent your interests. The banks have attorneys fighting to protect their interests, and so should you. Call the Goodman Law Firm at 888-800-6030. Take control of your mortgage situation today. Contact us at 888-800-6030 or through our website at arnoldgoodmanlaw.com.
Are you particular about the vitamins and supplements you take? Have you found that the big chain stores simply don't have what you need? Then you should know about the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. You'll find rock-bottom prices on gourmet, top-quality vitamins and mineral supplements at the Vitamin Center. Get 30% off on all supplements and homeopathic products. All, not just selected merchandise. In addition, you'll find 30% off on all cosmetics, soaps, shampoos, toothpaste, makeup, hair coloring, and lip gloss. And all tea products are discounted 20%. Why go anywhere else? See for yourself at the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills, or check out the savings and place your order online. VitaminCenterAgoraHills.com. Start saving by getting what you need from the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. And tell a friend that the Vitamin Center ships nationwide. Call 818-707-0005. That's 818-707-0005. The Vitamin Center of Agora Hills.
We found the problem with your car.
Turns out the carburetor differential modulator is out.
What? And while we were digging around in there, this thing fell off.
Stop. There's no automotive repair nightmares at Diego Martinez's 5-Star Automotive in San Bernardino. 5-Star Automotive, where you'll get a great experience and home of the $15.99 oil change. That's right, just $15.99. They specialize in transmissions, brake repair, AC, and many other repairs, all with a lifetime warranty on parts and labor. Diego knows when your auto needs 5-star attention, it's never convenient. He offers a 12-month interest-free auto repair loan on major auto repairs with no money down. He'll even throw in free towing and a 10% discount for his neighbors in the 909 who work for the city and county of San Bernardino. Call 909-387-4600 387-0770. That's 387-0770. Your neighbors at 909 West 2nd Street in San Bernardino.
Employers, when hiring, it's important to look for character over knowledge and skill. Character is the key to business success. Find out why by tuning into Relationships 2.0 with Dr. Michelle Skeen and her guest, Bruce Weinstein, author of The Good Ones, 10 Crucial Qualities of High Character Employees. That's Relationships 2.0, Tuesday afternoon at 3 on KCAA 1050 AM.
In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions, Aaron and Nicole are with us. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Dave.
Awesome. Hey, Dave.
Welcome, welcome. Where do you guys live?
Dallas, Texas.
Fun. Well, welcome to Nashville. And here to do a debt-free scream.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I
we're
love
here.
it. Very fun. How much have you paid off?
$75,000 in 35 months.
Way to go. Very well done. Making what kind of money?
We started off about 75 and ended up, hopefully this year, about 115.
Wow, nice raise. What happened to your incomes?
I got a promotion, and we've just been working our butts off.
Lots of extra jobs. Lots of overtime.
Gotcha. Okay. So you paid off about a little over $2,000 a month average for about 3 years. What kind of debt was this?
Well, it was everything.
We were just normal. We had a credit card, two vehicles, a student loan, but the biggest chunk was $36,000. When we bought our house in 2007, we financed it at 100%.
And we took it at 80-20, which I know you love those.
A HELOC. It was 20-year term for 8.34%.
Okay. So you got rid of the second mortgage in this process.
Yes.
Very well done. Okay. Very cool. So what happened 3 years ago that put you on this journey? Tell me the story.
Well, back in 2008, I was getting out of the military, and one of the finest human beings alive, named John Stroud, kind of took me under his wings as a mentor. And, we were coming back from a hunting trip one time, and he was talking about how he did Dave Ramsey, and I'd never heard of you before. And this is one of the most successful guys I've ever met.
They just live and give. It's like no one we'd ever met before.
So, that stuck in my head. And then a few weeks later, we had a presentation on FPU at church. And we thought, wow, I think somebody's trying to tell us something. It's time.
Yeah.
And John and Susan, they actually said, well, hey, guys, when y'all finish this up, we'll pay for your trip out to Nashville to do your scream. So,
hey. So here we are.
Wow. How neat is that?
That's awesome.
So your mentor paid for you to come?
Yes, sir.
That is very neat.
Yes.
That's fun. So you went through Financial Peace University.
Well, that's funny. When they offered it at our church, we didn't even have $100 to take the class. So we borrowed the CDs, and she would listen to one, then I would listen to it just on our commutes.
Ah, okay.
But we eventually facilitated and coordinated for our church, and we'll coordinate again in January. So
well,
we're a big fan of FPU.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Okay. So when you were going through the CDs, what was the thing that caught you off guard? I guess the first time you got the information into your brain and you went, that's going to be harder, or that's going to be easier, or something than you thought, something that was completely different than you thought before you started getting the information?
Cash money.
Talk about that.
Yeah, cash has been absolutely, I think, the cornerstone of this whole process, because even if you're terrible at budgeting, once you quit borrowing and start living on cash, you have an automatic budget. And
that's true. If you quit borrowing, that's true. Okay, that's good.
So that was probably the switching to cash and getting on a written budget.
I think for me, I had been the one trying to do our money, and I had a budget per se, and I budgeted for groceries, I budgeted for gas, but it was just all those incidentals, those other envelopes and other budget areas that are not emergencies or surprises, like you say, that I just had never taken into account. So you'd need new tires, and that goes on the credit card, or Christmas rolls around and that goes on the credit card. So it finally had us, like you said, looking out the windshield instead of the rearview mirror.
Yeah, I got you. So take us back to 36 months ago, and you sat down and you did the first debt snowball.
Oh, it was so bad.
That was awful.
It was so bad.
And
that was awful. I think I got up from the table maybe 6 or 7 times.
We had to reconvene a couple times. It was rough.
So you were fighting?
Well, I was freaking out because
you're just having a panic attack. Okay.
Well, I grew up. The solution to everything my dad always told me was just go make more money.
Yeah.
So that's what I would turn to. As soon as there was a money problem, I got to go make more money. Go make more money.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to drill in, like, it doesn't matter how much money we make, we can still be in debt. No matter how little we make, we can still get out of debt.
So he would get up and circle around and come back down, sit back down, and okay, all right.
And Dave, when we got married and finally combined our finances, money freaked me out so much. I gave her about a halfway full 50-gallon trash bag full of unopened bills. Like, hey.
That's how you avoid conflict with money. You just never.
You never know.
Put it in a trash bag and hope it
never
goes
talk
away.
About it. Yeah. So.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So you sat down and you did that. You freaked out when you saw the number.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
And now here you stand 3 years later, 3 long years later. Was it easier or harder now, looking back on it, than you thought it was going to be that night?
Easier.
Oh, way easier.
Really?
Yeah, way easier. In the beginning, it was tough. Just
it seemed insurmountable.
Once I saw actual traction happening, and I realized, hey, this is doable, and we had a month, and I can shoot for that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a big deal for me, just knowing that.
Having the plan.
Yes, and the harder we work, the faster it's going to go.
So once you got 1 month down, you're like, okay. And then you do 2 months, you're like, maybe we're not doofuses. We can do this. Yeah. That's what happened to me.
That's
exactly how I felt. I felt like, maybe I'm not a complete nincompoop, Maybe I really, because you build confidence, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
As you go along.
And momentum, yeah.
What was the hardest part of the journey for you all?
I think, you talk about, I think your rule is if you can't get debt free in 18 to 24 months, sell it.
Mm-hmm.
And so looking back, we should have probably sold our vehicles and gone down in vehicle, because I think we got to that 2-year mark. And that's when we start coordinating FPU, because we needed an extra push to get us to the end, because we got to that 2-year mark and seeing we had that last big HELOC left, and we're going, oh my gosh, we're never going to get there. We've been going so long and so hard, we're never going to get there. But it, as always, it went faster than we anticipated.
So that last big debt at the bottom of the debt snowball, even with the emotional head of steam you've got, it still stops you in your tracks. It still leads you to, I'm overwhelmed again.
Yes.
Well,
because it's fun to pay off those little guys as they go, but when you're done and you've already put 2 years in, and there's still, I think it was 25,000 left, we're going, oh man, but it's taken us 2 years to get 20. How are we going to get, or whatever the math
but Dave,
is?
I will
just didn't make sense.
You always say that, whenever you really start following God's plan, He starts blessing you.
Mm-hmm.
It's been absolutely tremendous, the amount of blessings we've had since we've actually started managing our money like, we're supposed to.
In our careers and financially. And
well, your income almost doubled.
Crazy.
Opportunities just.
Money came from everywhere. It's just been unbelievable how we've been blessed.
That's very cool. And so, how long have y'all been married?
Almost 10 years.
Okay. So you had 7 years of regular, of normal, and 3 years on this, and now you're free. How's it feel?
Unbelievable.
That's amazing.
So the 10-year mark is coming up, but now you don't have any debt.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wow. Very fun. And who's your young son? Tell us his name.
This is Cole.
And how old is Cole?
He's 3.5, and we have another one at home.
Oh, perfect. Very fun. Okay. Well, excellent job, you guys. It's a great story. You're a success.
Thank you.
You did it.
All the tools.
So proud of you. Congratulations. And thank you for leading the class. All right, Aaron and Nicole and Cole, $75,000 paid off in 35 months, making 75, now making 115. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1.
We're debt-free! Good job, Cole. I love it. Well done. Man, that's excellent. That is so fun. So here's the thing. If you're overwhelmed, I get it. Been there myself. I've got a huge student loan, Dave. Dave, I owe so much on my car, I can't breathe. Dave, we've been married 12 years, and we've never paid our light bill on time. Dave, every time I go to the grocery store and I put groceries in my buggy, I hyperventilate. These are things that Sharon and I have felt too. We know exactly how that feels. And we've even done dumber than that. And you know what? Now millions, literally with an S, millions of families aren't living that way anymore because they decided. Going through Financial Peace University, getting the book, The Total Money Makeover, just listening to this show, listening to the podcast of the show, or listening to your local radio station to take control of their lives. So when are you going to get out of debt? Because that enables you to give and to build wealth like nothing else does. It frees up your number one wealth building tool, your income.
Hi, I'm Dr. Anissa McNeil. I do the work and I tell the stories of foster youth. Join me Mondays at 3 p.m. on KCAA 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
The San Bernardino Rotary Foundation wants you to be a part of this city's renaissance. That's why they hope you'll attend the San Bernardino Summit. On Tuesday, October 6th at the historic Fox Theater on Court Street, community leaders like Dr. John Husing will speak on bringing San Bernardino from bankruptcy back to all-American greatness. Attend the San Bernardino Summit Tuesday morning, October 6th at the Fox Theater. Proceeds benefit the Literacy and Rotary Life Scholarship Program.
For more information, see sanbernardinosummit.com. Tickets are available at eventbrite.com.
This is KCAA.
What have I learned so far? I've learned that dropping out of high school was my decision. But as a single mom, that decision affected more than just me. To set an example, I had to be the example. I found a free high school diploma program at Learn for Life that fits around my busy life. I have a team of teachers, tutors, and counselors that really care. I learn at my pace in an environment that is safe and comfortable. What have I learned so far? I've learned that I can change my life.
Are you 14 to 19 years old and looking for a free high school diploma program with flexible meeting times? This program allows you to keep your job or important family responsibilities while earning your high school diploma. If you've fallen behind on credits or dropped out of school completely, get back on track with free tutoring, a caring faculty, and one-on-one attention. For more information on how to reach your graduation goal, visit learnforlife.org. That's LEARN4LIFE.org. Or enroll today by calling 877-360-LEARN. That's 877-360-LEARN.
Hey, this is Steve Sanchez, and do you know in 2007, I went off to the doctor for a basic checkup, and he informed me, Steve, you got plaque built up around your heart, and you're going to need stents. I informed him, with no offense, doc, I need a second opinion. I go off to a naturopathic doctor, and he introduces me to something called Zango. It's a juice made of the whole mangosteen fruit. You know, the mangosteen fruit has been used for centuries for healing. So, hey, what do I have to lose? I tried it. 3 months later, I go back to my cardiologist, no plaque, no stents, and I'm proud to say 7.5 years later, I'm stent free. I want to turn you on to Zango because it's the only true 100% mangosteen fruit juice. It's patented. In fact, the Mayo Clinic is paying attention because they're doing an extensive study because they cannot ignore all the testimonials around the world. I want to give you a free sample of the Zango juice today. Simply call 888-309-5656. That's 888-309-5656 for your free mangosteen juice sample today from the company called Zango.
KCAA invites you to celebrate the International Day Archaeology Expo Saturday, October 17th. The expo will be held at Hidden Valley Nature Center in Riverside. The expo brings the adventure of archaeology and thousands of years of history to you and your family. It runs from 10 till 3, Saturday, October 17th. For more information, go to info@heritageedu.com, info@heritageedu.com, or call 909-633-1279. That's 909-633-1279.
I can move mountains, I can work a miracle, work a miracle. Oh, oh, keep you like an oath, may nothing but death do.
Thanks for joining us, America. We're glad you're here. Open phones at 888-825-5225. 888-825-5225. David is with us in Baltimore. Hi, David. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I figured. So a little bit about my situation. I'm in my early 30s, and my wife is pregnant with our first child. We bring in a little bit over $100,000 a year, but we're self-employed, so it's not necessarily super stable. We have no debt besides the home, which has about $400,000 left on the mortgage, and then we already have our safety net. So outside of that, we also have a little over $150,000 in savings, which is just getting just about a 1% interest. And just curious, what do you recommend to do as the best thing with that $150,000? Just because it feels like it's not even keeping up with inflation. I didn't know if I should invest it or put it towards the mortgage or what should we do with that?
Well, we always recommend that folks walk up a process we call the baby steps. And baby step 1 is to have $1,000 in the bank. You've got that. 2 is to be debt-free, but you're home. It sounds like you've done that. Are you 100% debt-free, not counting the house?
Yep.
Good. And 3 is to have an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses. Do you have that set aside other than this $150, or is that included in the $150?
We have that set aside outside of the $150.
So the $150 is extra above the emergency fund.
You got it, yeah.
Good. Then baby step 4 is 15% of your income should be going into retirement. If you need to use a little of this to get that started, if that's not already started, make sure you set yourself up to automatically be saving 15% every year from this point forward until your home's paid off, and then you'll save more. And you have a child on the way. Baby step 5 is kids' college. You could set some of this aside for kids' college, and if the baby's born, open a 529, and you can throw $10,000 at that pretty easy. And then baby step 6 is pay off the house early. And so what we've learned do is if you get your home paid off, the quicker it's paid off, the quicker you're able to build serious wealth, not just $1 million, but $10 million. And because you don't have this house payment anymore at 33 years old or 34 years old, that $4,000 a month becomes some serious change at 65. Millions with an S. Okay? And because again, here's the other thing. As a self-employed person, when your home's paid for, dude, it changes. You make different decisions. I mean, you go do stuff that right now you're kind of have to hold your breath a little bit because I got to make the house payment. I can't mess this up, But when you don't have a house payment anymore and you've got some cash laying around and you're running a business, that business becomes like playing Monopoly. It's just more fun. I know I do that, and so and I have done that for decades now since our home was paid off. So I'm going to throw most of this $150 at your mortgage if I'm in your shoes. That's what I'm saying.
I got you. I guess my main concern only is that pretty much our living expenses are right around what we bring in, factoring in about 15% in savings. So even throwing most of it at mortgage, I just feel like it's not going to obviously it will help move the needle.
I thought you said you had an emergency fund.
Good. Yeah.
How much is in your emergency fund?
About $60,000.
Okay, and that won't cover any swings in your income if you really got in a pinch?
Oh, no, I'm not too worried about the swings. I feel okay with that. I guess what I'm saying is that, we'll throw the majority of the $150,000 towards the mortgage, which will certainly help pay it off. But I guess, after that, it's not like there's big, bundles of cash coming in necessarily.
Where did the $150 come from?
It was a business distribution. So
business distribution.
Luckily did enough to be able to pull that away from the business. But again, obviously, there's no guarantee of being able to do that again in the future.
Okay, so you made your household budget plus $150,000 out of this business in what period of time?
Probably about 4 years or so.
Okay, if you do that a couple more times, the house is paid for, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. I just there's obviously no guarantee.
I know.
Again.
I know, but the bottom line is the house is you paid for almost half of it right now, and you can start throwing extra as you get some or have another distribution. And so that's what I would do if I were in your shoes. I know I would do that because it's exactly what I did do. Because I was running a business. I had the exact same scenario, and we just got in attack mode, and we were done with the house. It was that simple. And we weren't going to have it. We were not going to have it, and don't want to be in debt at all, ever again. Brooke's with us in Pennsylvania. Hi, Brooke. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
Sure, what's up?
Well, let me give you a little background on our situation. My husband and I are 34 and 36. We have 3 young kids. Our gross income is about $7,500. Minus tax and tithe, it's around $5,800, a little over. My husband and I had 2 rental foreclosures 3 years ago, and we just sold our house this past Thursday. Today, we are officially debt-free, and we are renting right now for $900 a month, but we obviously want to buy our next forever home. We want to know, the problem we're running into is the bank is telling us that because of our foreclosures, we can only do an FHA loan, and we can do a conventional loan at the 7-year mark. So my question is,
you got bad info.
Okay?
You got bad info. You need to call Churchill. You need to call Churchill Mortgage. 7 year for conventional is not right. 4 years for conventional is right.
Well, my question is, do we keep renting until we can get a conventional, or can we? Do we get an FHA?
Not if it's 7 years. No, I wouldn't. But I don't think that information's right. And you're saying Churchill told you that?
Yeah.
Churchill Mortgage did.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to put you on hold, and Kelly's going to help you get to the bottom of this with some of our folks, because I'm either about to learn something or somebody's about to get their butt chewed, one of the two.
I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
I do. And it could be that I'm wrong, though. I could be about to learn something. That's very possible. So, no, I'm open to learn. So the underwriting guidelines for these mortgages are a constant moving target, and so sometimes truthfully, I'm out of the loop. But the last info I had at my fingertips, and I don't have it today, and I'm sure 19 mortgage brokers are tweeting me right now, telling me whether I'm right or not. But I had 4 years after a foreclosure, assuming there's no outstanding judgments and bad debt other than that. Have you got any outstanding anything on any of this where they're chasing you for something?
We had a secondary mortgage, but we paid it off today, so we were completely debt-free.
Okay, so you don't have anybody suing you or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay.
We're aware of.
All right, well, I'll put you on hold, and Kelly, we'll help you get to the bottom of it and just make sure that if I'm not right, that if I am right, then it's a simple thing. You got a 4-year wait from your date of foreclosure.
So we shouldn't buy a house until we can do a conventional.
Well, you're within a year of it anyway.
Yeah.
And you're already renting. How long's your lease?
It's month to month.
Okay. Well, I mean, the FHA mortgage is an expensive mortgage.
I know, yeah.
You've looked at it.
That's what we're finding out.
And so I'm going to avoid that if I can reasonably. But the difference in 3 years and 7 years to me is not reasonable. I'd go ahead and do the FHA, get it going, and then refinance it at some point later on. And again, these underwriting guidelines change. In the last 4 years, they've changed probably 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
On this. And so I just want you to get to the bottom of it. And Kelly, just get her number and stuff and hook her up with the guys up in radio ad and let them get with Churchill and let's verify that. Okay. All right, cool. Fun stuff. Thanks for calling in. We appreciate you joining us. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Tiffany is on Twitter. How do I start a business while in debt? Should I budget an amount each month to buy inventory? You would, if you have to have a whole bunch of inventory to start, like $10,000, I would not. I would just wait till you're out of debt. If you're going to buy $100 worth of inventory and you're going to turn around and sell it that month for $200, then you don't have to wait at all. You just get going. And just make the business monthly make you more than it costs you. That's all you've got to do to start a business while you're in debt. It just needs to make you more than it costs you, and your business becomes your part-time job, essentially, at that point. So that's how you do that. Thanks for calling us and for joining us on Twitter, at Dave Ramsey. You can do that. That puts this hour of the Dave Ramsey Show in the books. Our thanks to James Childs, our producer. Blake Thompson's our executive producer. Kelly Daniel, our associate producer and phone screener. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host, and we'll be back.
This is Joe Lyons, past president of the Inland Empire Ad Club. And KCAA 1050 AM, 106.5 FM is proud to announce our Inland Empire Ad Club's nomination of KCAA as Station of the Year for 2015. KCAA, serving the greater San Bernardino and Riverside area.
Hello, everyone. This is Nina MD, Fusion of Science and Beauty. Listen to my show every Wednesday night, 6 p.m., KCAA 1050, where I'm going to give you the latest, greatest on anti-aging.
This is KCAA Loma Linda, the station that leaves no listener behind. CNBC News is next, a courtesy of BuySellMakeOffer.com, where you can post a video about items you have for sale. Sign up now. It's free.
Financial.
I'm Chris Maurer, CNBC Business Radio. Stocks are sharply higher as traders are hopeful an interest rate hike is off the table for the rest of the year. Also giving stocks a boost, higher oil prices. The Dow's up 297 points, the Nasdaq higher by 69. BP has agreed to pay more than $20 billion to the U.S. to settle federal and state claims over its deadly Gulf of Mexico oil spill 5 years ago. It's the largest